all settle down at the back there. Good evening. My name is Jason James from the Daiwa Anglo-Japanese Foundation, and it's very nice to welcome you all here. So it's a great pleasure this evening to have Michinari Hamaguchi, President of Nagoya University, with us. He is a medic by background. He has been at Nagoya for quite some time, judging by his CV, but he became Professor of Molecular Pathogenesis in 1993, and he actually remains Professor in the Cancer Biology Division and continues to do research work in cancer as well as his role as President of the University. He's a board member of the Japan Cancer Association and a member of the American Association for Cancer Research, also the American Society for Cell Biology. But today he's going to talk about university reform in Japan. So, please.
Today I will focus on our activity as a hub for Asian countries to meet this challenge of today's changing society surrounding a university. Before I'm getting into the detail, let me quote Charles Darwin saying, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change." This is truth for human beings and animals, but also true for university. We have to change, continuously change to adapt this society. And anyway, this is my conclusion. Anyway, before I go into the detail, let me summarize how is the 20th century and how should be the 21st century. What is going on? And my conclusion is very simple. Just one slide, I can summarize what was the 20th century. The 20th century, we can say it's an era of population explosion. And this was made by the Industrial Revolution. Pointers here? Yeah. Okay. You can see that this is a population. From 19th centuries, the world population increased dramatically, and it was clearly made by the Industrial Revolution. It was started here in Britain. So I would say Britain is responsible for the population explosion, and also in part responsible for the sustainable society we are now facing. The 21st century should be an era to develop a sustainable society, because we are facing many difficult problems. For example, exhaustion of resources, food crisis, global warming, environmental destruction, and dramatic increase of world population. Now we need to find a way to survive, find a way to make this society to be sustainable. The science originally started from the curiosity, simple curiosity of human being. What is this world? What is a human being? This is a motivation for the science. But now we have another motivation to drive science. Sustainability is a key word for the science now. And for that, we have to shift from competition to coexistence. This is another key word I want to talk today. And sustainability doesn't simply mean environmental pollution or respect to earth or care for the community. It also needs democratic societies. Earth Charter clearly mentions that and you already experienced last week by voting peacefully and democratically. This is a very important process to achieve sustainability in this world. And this is the one reason why we are trying some project in Asian countries. Later I will talk about it. And another point we are now facing, I would say, we are now experiencing this industrial revolution, second time industrial revolution now. Why? That's an information revolution. These 20 years or 10 years, we are facing a dramatical change in ICT, and that changed our society. And we need to collaborate with other universities because the volume of information expanded too much, and every single university cannot cover all the information. We need collaboration as a universities. And another point is a new type of university networks required because that use ICT in a full scale. And this industrial revolution also induced the change in the jobs. Dr. Fry and Osborne of the University of Oxford last year reported that among 700 jobs in USA, around 50% of them will disappear within 20 years. This is why I'm saying we are facing industrial revolution. For example, this is a Japanese, but you can, most of you can read it. I'm sure. Many jobs will disappear within 20 years. That means we have to create different type and experiment the jobs in this society. Otherwise, we cannot feed younger generation. We are facing very critical phase now. Then, this is our perspective view of present condition. And what is next program is a present situation of Japanese universities. I want to introduce you. As I told you, we are now facing global competition in higher education, and besides this globalization, Japanese university facing severe problems, that is decrease of the younger generation. It's so dramatical, and we will face almost all the candidates will enter the university soon. And another problem we are facing is a decrease in GDP share that from 9% in 2009 to 5% in 2030. We expect that Japanese power, economical power, will decrease dramatically. We have to find a way to survive under these conditions. And in 2004, Japanese university was corporatized. And since then, we are continuously and systemically facing the degrees of operational grant from Japanese government. At the time of 2010, we already lost 83 billion yen within 7 years. That corresponds to about 26 small-sized universities. We can say already 26 national universities have disappeared as a function. But this is bad news. But we have also good news about the cooperation. We got independent, at least in part. And for example, we can be flexible on the use of budget from the government. We can use it by our judgment. And we have flexible personal system, and we have to be have the president strong leadership to management. So Nagoya University is successful in this point. We are very successful to get a competitive fund in Japan. If you compare the number per person in the competitive fund, we are the #1 university in Japan, and we are also successful in cooperation with the industrial side. The number of the research and the money increased every year. So we are now under very competitive condition, but if we can find a way to success, we can get more power. This is our idea, and there is two important points to be successful. One is globalization, and another is create innovation in Japan. And let me introduce Nagoya and the Nagoya University initiatives and strategy how to reform our university. Okay. Nagoya University, located in Nagoya City, is at the center of mainland Honshu, between Tokyo and Osaka. And we have 2.2 million population. It's the fourth number in Japan. And our city is very strong in industrial production. We occupy 60% in whole Japanese trade, and the size of GDP in Nagoya area is some as 18th position among countries. We are like a small country in EU. That size is almost same as Belgium. We want to be independent, actually. And we are strong in aerospace and automobiles. Around 38.2 trillion our industry product is, and this is the number one position in Japan for more than 35 years. We are the strongest area to produce industrial product. And population of workers in production industries are around 800,000. This is also number one in Japan. Our people loves to work in the industry, loves to make something by hand. And Nagoya University started almost 140 years ago as a medical school of local clan Tokugawa family, and become Imperial University in 1939 as the 9th national university. And the budget of our university is 120 billion yen, roughly estimate $1.1 billion per year. Around 40 billion yen is a competitive fund. 30 billion is from the hospital side. And last of the money is some funding from the government. And we have 3 major campuses. And we have around 10,000 students in 9 undergraduate schools and 6,400 students in 14 graduate schools, and including 1,814 foreign students. we want to increase the number of foreign students. Now we are trying to do it. And our initiative is, consists of 3 points. One is the Hamaguchi plan I made in 29 to transform Nagoya University into a world-class institution. And the point is individualization and collaboration. And second point is promotion of innovative research. Third point is cultivation of global effective leaders. Let me talk one by one. This is our Hamaguchi plan I made in 2009. This is the original one. We have a similar one. We revised in 2013. 2013, I'm sorry, I'm confusing. But basically it's the same. And for the promotion of innovative research, we have clear role model. 2 guys graduated or taught in our university. One guy, his name is Michinari. He's a current president of Toyota Motor Company. He's a member of our alumni association, and he made a Prius, hybrid car for the first time. This car changed motor car history, and he made this one only within 3 years at the end of last century. Another one is Professor Akasaki. He made a blue light emitting diode. You are not familiar with this idea, but this blue diode is critical for iPad or personal computer. If this blue diode, if we don't have this one, we don't have iPad, we don't have personal computer. This is a very important and critical innovation. And he got the Edison Medal in last year, 2013. And our university collaborates with industries based on our regional advantages. Because as I told you, we are focusing on a motor vehicle and aerospace. But I have a question. I'm repeating innovation, creativeness, or something like that. But do you think is genuine a gift, talent, or we can teach it? Which you prefer? You believe? Do you think it's a genuine fact, one, or gifted talent, or educational product? Innovative talent is, which do you think? It's really difficult question, but I'm a medical doctor. I have an answer already. Let me tell you. If you compare identical twins, answer is clear. If you compare the IQ of the twins, identical twins, almost 80% to 80% they are identical. That means IQ is a gifted talent. If you have a clever elder brother, the younger brother will be clever. If the elder sister is strong in mathematics, younger sister will be strong also in mathematics. But if you compare creative ability, only 30% is identical. That means 70% is made by the education or environment or familial tradition. That means nurture trumps nature as far as creative goes. This is a point I want to answer you today. And so we think we can, if you prepare environment, good environment, and good mentorship, and good program, we can make our students be more creative and innovative. But we don't have a clear answer for that right now. And one trial Japanese government is now trying is the Center of Innovation. We call it the COI program. This program has a kind of program to create a new future, and we think the COI program promotes challenging and high-risk R&D to make clear vision and value for the future society. And we have 3 points, important points for this program. One is backcasting approach. Basically, our research, for example, I'm a molecular biologist, I'm studying oncogene. Our study is studying the evidence we have now, and based on the evidence, we make next plan. This is a forecasting experiment. But backcasting, we create a realistic but ideal image of the near future. For example, 10 years later or 20 years later, what will be our society? What will be expected in motor vehicles or something like that? And then we offset and subsequently set R&D plans based on these future plans. This is a backcasting approach. Another point is under one roof. In Japan, at least in Japan, we have some subtle difference between academic people and industrial people. Although we use same word, same language, same data, we have subtle difference. It's really difficult to match well. To make it functional, we request people to spend their time in under one roof. COI site where universities and companies can work together under one building in a daily basis. And every day they discuss each other. Then we can communicate and we can share same value. And another point of this program is a period and budget. We support each COI site up to 9 fiscal years. It's a relatively long plan compared with the general funding. Usually it's 3 years to 5 years, but this covers 9 years. And the funding is also huge. Lots of money spent with this. And I'm a principal visionary leader managing this program. And this COI program organized by the Hiroshi Komiyama. He's a former president of University Tokyo. And we are discussing every month. And we have 3 visions, vision 1, 2, 3. And each vision has a visionary leader. We invited people from the industrial side, and they organized the COI program. And each vision has a unique idea. For example, vision 1, smart life, care, ageless society is a key point to cover. Vision 2 covers smart Japan. Vision 3, a key concept is active sustainability. It's totally different from general scientific funding. And last year, we already selected 12 COI sites all over Japan, from Hirosaki to Kyushu. Each site has unique title and research, and each site has a strong collaboration with the industrial side. For example, Tohoku University invited Toshiba Corporation. Nagoya University invited the Toyota company for this project. And this is our COI's project. We collaborate with Toyota company and invite industry people as a professor, assistant professor, to have project inside in the university. And we are trying studying the mobility society for the elderly, and that lead to an active and joyful lifestyle in the near future. This is our plan, and we already have some trial in Thailand. We already have. This is a vehicle we already made, and we tried. Now we find most of the Asian cities facing the same problem: traffic jam, air pollution, and all the Asian countries need something smart idea to solve it. And one idea we are trying is smart, small, cheap vehicle. And that's why we tried this one in Thailand. And we are also strong in basic research. We already have 4 Nobel Prize winners in the area of chemistry and physics. And we want to foster a younger generation that can be a candidate of these type big prize. And last year, we started a WPI. It's a world premier institute initiative. It's also a huge grant in Japan. And in our case, we cover chemistry and biology. And our team is very unique because average age of the professor is around 42. I rejected the professor over 50. And to foster younger generation, we also have a kind of experiment to change our graduate school course. That is called a leading program. Another question I have. What is required for the youth to be an entrepreneur or an innovator? Mitono-san may have some idea. Professor Christiansen of Harvard University published a very interesting book. He reviewed over 100 innovators, and he found 2 important characters as an innovator. One is the courage to innovate. Of course, you know, this is very important. Another is 5 skills as the innovator's DNA. Okay. What is the courage? This is his conclusion. They actively desire to change the status quo, and they regularly take smart risks. Smart risks. Must be smart to make that change happen. And Japanese people, especially the younger generations, modest, shy, and they don't want to take risks. For example, now our younger people are called uchimuki, domestic. They don't want to come to England. They don't want to go abroad. So we need to change their character. Another key point he found is 5 skills. This is associating, questioning, observing, networking, and experimenting. These 5 factors are very important for the innovators. And if you remember your college time, you think you couldn't get such a teaching, to get a brave mind or to get 5 skills. We have some systemic difficulty to teach younger generation, and we have a kind of mismatch. From the university view, traditionally, our graduate school is a school to teach a researcher, make a professor is our mission. But nowadays, many people enter graduate school, and most of them want to work in a society, in the industries. And request from the business leaders is just education to be a professional leader, not a researcher. We have some mismatch in teaching. And to correct it, we started this leading program. What are leading programs? Foster graduate students to become leaders in academia, industry, and government. We don't focus on just academia. And this program covers 7 years mission, and 6 programs selected in Nagoya University. And one is all-round program, leading program. It's a unique program we have now operating. This educational program to fuse humanities and science under leadership of President of Nagoya University. Anyway, corporate program to gather top leaders of major industry, including Toyota, IBM, Japan, government, for example, Ministry of Industry, Nagoya City. It's a unique program. We have 6 programs now currently operating. This one is all-round type. I'm sorry, all the information is in Japanese, but we have also a unique program. We want to foster female leaders in our university. The title is Wellbeing in Asia, focusing on Asia. And this is a typical member we invited for the lecture. From the industrial side, Nobel Prize winners, and the government side of Asian countries. And our trial is to teach, I'm sorry, everything in Japanese, debating activity, perspective, vision, this kind of teaching we are now trying to teach them. Last part of my talk is about the cultivation of global effective leaders. We have several programs right now. One is programs to attract foreign students. We have many programs to invite students from abroad, and we prepare English courses. Student doesn't need to study Japanese to visit or enter Nagoya University. For example, G30 program, we request just GPA and interview. No Japanese test is required for the entrance. And for the summer program, we have also again automobile course. This is very popular in United States. We roughly estimate around 30 American, 26 American, 3 Hong Kong joined in 2010 in this program. This covers 5 weeks. We offer 3 credits to the student. We offer everything to stay in Japan. And another one program we are now operating is a G30 program. This is an English taught course, and first semester start in October. Generally, in Japanese school, the first semester start in April, but this course start in October. And we establish student support system, maintaining overseas base. And this program covers automobile engineering, physics, chemistry, biology, and international social science. And this year, literature also joined this program. So students can choose a program they prefer. Generally, most of Japanese university who has the G30 program focus on one project. For example, literature alone or something, but we cover all the field. And we are now planning to increase the foreign student up to 3,000. That's cover 20% of our total student number. And another programs we are operating is that program to send Japanese students to abroad. We have a long history to send medical students to United States or European countries. When I was a teen, we started this program, and major university we send is Adelaide, Duke, Vienna University, Johns Hopkins, and Freiburg. Generally, they stay 3 months, get credit, and come back to Japan. And now we started a joint degree for PhD course in medical field this year with Freiburg University and Adelaide University. Student exchange for 1 year, and researcher also stay 2 to 3 months in each other. We exchange, and thesis committee judge the PhD. And this year we already sent several students to Freiburg and Adelaide. And we want to start certain kind of project with Britain, England. We are now looking for the opportunity. This is about one reason why I'm here. I visited today Cambridge to start exchange, undergraduate student exchange. Tomorrow I will join the Chatham House Institute to start this kind of internship. I'm sorry. And last part of my talk is internationalization of our educational program, our strategy approach to Asia. We have already 20 bases, mostly in Asian countries. This is the biggest number among Japanese universities. Mostly focus on Southeast Asia. Of course, we have also our base in Germany and USA. Last year, we started our school in Myanmar. This is the first case for the Japanese university. Over 10 years, we had a Center for Asian Legal Exchange started in Uzbekistan in 2005, Mongolia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar, and Laos. In this program, we teach Japanese law in Japanese. And among 20 outstanding students, we invite 1 or 2 students to our graduate course. And after 20 years, we have many special graduates among Asian countries: Cambodia, Vietnam, Laos, Myanmar, Uzbekistan, Mongolia. Their achievement is excellent, as you can see. And another program we have now is a Young Leaders Program. This is a program specified for healthcare administration. We spent already 10 years, and again, we have many leaders in this field. Some of them are vice minister or PMO director here. Another one, unique for Nagoya University, is the Graduate School of International Development. This graduate school started 20 years ago, and we have also excellent alumni, as you can see. For example, Deputy Minister is our alumni leader in Indonesia. And we have many. He is the president of Royal University of Phnom Penh. And like this. Based on these histories, we are now proposing a new type Asian campus, because we found these graduates actually wish to go to a doctoral course. They're so busy and important for their mother country. They cannot enter graduate course. So our idea is invite them to our hybrid type campus. Our plan is transnational doctoral programs for leading professionals in Asian countries. It's a hybrid program. We offer short-term summer school at Nagoya University, and we operate our campus in each countries to support them. And we can offer information by internet. So internet and short-term visit to Nagoya University combined, we make a hybrid campus in Asian countries. Within 3 years, we will make 7 campuses among Asian countries. And what is the outcome? It's clear. We can nurture outstanding professionals who will become the core staff of each countries. And we can strengthen our bond and ties with Asian countries and advance understanding of Japan. And within 10 years, we are proposing we will offer a PhD degree at least 50 ministers among the Asian countries. Anyway, thank you very much. I'm sorry, I'm not well prepared and I have too many slides today. But instead of conclusion, what I can say is concept by Pascal. We experienced a severe earthquake and tsunami 3 years ago, and we found Pascal is right. Man is but a lead, the most feeble thing in nature. But important is this. But he's a thinking leader. All our dignity consists then in thought. So think different people is important for us. Young generation who can think different can save our society and make a new generation. Thank you very much for your attention.